We have none other than the beer drinking, bartending, boob grabbing, ass kicking ODB. ODB, welcome to the show.
I like the introduction. Thank you. Bam! I'm in the ODB, the dirty bitch. I like it.
Now, I think the world's pretty much buzzing about you right now. We had an ODB surprise earlier this month. We were pretty shocked to see you making your debut at Ring of Honor.
Yes, that's why I made you have the interview after it. I knew I was going to Ring of Honor a long time ago, so I kind of wanted to keep it a secret.
What's your experience been like there so far? Has everybody welcomed you with open arms?
Holy crap! Ring of Honor is wow. I've known all those guys and girls for a long time. I've been in business for 15 years now. So it's kind of cool to go back and see all those guys that work their asses off. And Ring of Honor is honestly, like, hands down, like, makes me love wrestling again.
We see that, you and the Briscoes are going to be facing the Kingdom pretty soon down in Philly. What are your thoughts about tying it up with Maria Kanellis?
Oh, boy. It feels awesome. Like, when I first came into Ring of Honor Saturday night, that was a feeling that I haven't felt in a while. Because, like, for a little bit, I took a little break from wrestling, and it took me a little bit to love it again. But when I came back to Ring of Honor, I was like, oh, shit, this is where I belong. And when I got in the ring with Maria, I was like, yep, this is where I belong. And it's about to happen in Philly with me and the Briscoes and the Kingdom, and I'm excited because me and Maria have never touched in the ring before. So I think it's going to be pretty cool for having me and Maria. She's a skinny bitch. and I'm a big bitch. So it's going to be kind of making a little wrestling history, I think, in Ring of Honor where, because no one ever thought that I would ever go to, that I would ever actually go to a different wrestling company. So I think, and Maria is quite talented and in and out of the wrestling ring, and I can't wait to beat her ass in the ring.
Now,
I'm excited, and her husband, Mike Bennett. I can't wait to beat his ass too.
And ODB Maria Showdown has Dream Match written all over it. Aside from Maria, is there anyone else out there that you'd like to wrestle these days?
Oh boy, you know what? It's funny because, like, I've been so, like, out of wrestling for so much. Like, I've been in my Airstream trailer. I just been, like, out of the wrestling business for quite a little time. But I'm just focused on the Ring of Honor right now. Like, I love it. Like, damn, I'm just focused on Maria right now and the Briscoe brothers, and I'm ready to throw it down and give them the bam.
Definitely. Now, there's no doubt women's wrestling has had its ups and downs over the years. What are your thoughts on what are your thoughts on the current state of women's wrestling today?
I think, like, TNA did a good job on women's wrestling. Like, we all were different shapes and sizes, but obviously I left back in June. I didn't re-sign my contract. They offered me something, but I didn't re-sign it. And it was, women's wrestling just needs to come out more. Like, WWE doing a good job with their Total Divas or getting those bitches out there more, getting more TV time. That's good. It's getting real more. It's getting more real than back in the day, like, with TNA, like, they still love their outsider girls wrestling. Like, they love the different girls, and, you got the Gail Kim, Taryn Terrell, you got Brooke Adams, you got the Beautiful People. They're awesome division, but you got to keep it going, you know. And now I think with me going in the Ring of Honor, I think it's going to be good with me and Maria. I think it's going to change shit up because Ring of Honor does not have a women's division. So I think me and Maria have our hands full. So hopefully we will make a women's division at Ring of Honor. So you never know what can happen in 2015.
That's right.
Now, we've listened to a lot of your other interviews you've had, and you said that it's hard to be a woman in wrestling, and that maybe, you know, most women should think about it before they get into the business. Do you still feel that way?
A lot of girls always come to me like, "Oh, I want to be a woman wrestler." I'm like, "Really? Why? Because you like the glitz and glamour?" And when I became a wrestler, it wasn't all glitz and glamour. You know, I packed up my truck, I moved around, and you know, got paid by a handshake and a frickin' hot dog. Like, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't fun, but it was fun to me because I loved it. Like, I'm glad where I'm at. Like, my journey was awesome. But young women today just look at, like, oh, I want to be like the Bella Twins. I want to be like Natty Neidhart. I want to be like, you know, so-and-so. And it's like, dude, that takes years and years and years. Like, good luck. Like, you don't... It doesn't happen overnight. Like, if you want something, yeah, go after your dream. I'm supportive. Like, go after it, but it doesn't happen overnight. It can take up to 8-10 years like it took me. But that's good luck to you. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Now, it's pretty obvious that you aren't your run-of-the-mill wrestler, if you will. Are you glad that you were able to basically be yourself so far in your career?
Oh my gosh, yes. I am so glad. Because I actually came up to ODB in the beginning of my career when I started back in 2000. And I've been ODB ever since. And I went to OVW with Al Snow and Danny Davis. And they're like, be ODB. Give us one dirty bitch. Just let it explode. And I did. And... it just made me who I am today. It's basically me with the volume turned up a lot. When you can be yourself in wrestling, it just that's what makes it fun.
Sure,
absolutely.
You know, like I'm glad I got to be ODB, and then when I went to each wrestling company, and they're like, "Wow, you're you." He's like, "Go," like TNA was like, "Go be yourself. Do what you gotta do," and I did. And then when I'm at Ring of Honor, they're like, you're ODB, fucking do what you gotta do, you know?
Definitely.
So it's pretty cool that I got to, in my wrestling career of 15 years, I got to do what I do, and no one held me back yet, so it's good.
Awesome.
That's great. Now, we can't glaze over the fact that you spent a lot of time in TNA. You were a 4-time Knockouts champion as well as a tag team champion. What do you feel like your crowning moment in TNA was?
Oh, boy. That's a big one. One moment I actually loved when the beautiful people were going through a phase where everyone needed to look beautiful, but me, Roxy, and Gail Kim did not look beautiful. But they make sure we did a thing where whoever didn't climb the ladder or whatever, they got their head shaved, and it was Roxy that failed and she got her head shaved. Mm-hmm. But throughout that, to build up to that match, they kept building up to me, Gail Kim, and Roxy, and showing us what we would look like if we had our head shaved. That was pretty fun. And they kept showing, what we they kept showing us our, what we would look like with our head shaved, and so that was fun. And then when Cody Deaner was actually a fun match. I actually won my first TNA knockout match with him at No Surrender, I believe it was.
Speaking of being tag team champions, you were a tag team women's champion with Eric Young. What are your thoughts on intergender wrestling? And
my hubby.
Could or should it exist more today, or are people still too afraid about seeing men and women fight?
We're still married. Shit. Oh, fuck. Me and EY, that was like a match made in heaven. Like, I've known him since year 2000. Like, I've known him forever. Like, we traveled I actually met him at a SmackDown in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I was moving to Nashville at the time, and he's like, "You going to Nashville?" I'm like, "Yep." He's like, "Well, follow me," and that was back in like 2004. I literally followed him to Nashville, and me and him stayed at Tracy Brooks' apartment. That was 10, 11 years ago. So it's I believe, like, in as long as that makes sense in the intergender, 'cause, like, with me, I'm honestly a lot bigger than a lot of the guys. I do have a few pounds on me. I'm not a size 5. But I believe if it makes sense with the intergender thing, I love seeing it. I love watching the guys and the girls mix it up as long as it makes sense. Like when I wrestled, I remember I wrestled Samoa Joe and Magnus against me and EY. We had an awesome tag team match, and they beat the hell out of me. Fuck, they did, and I'll take it. Like I'm a woman. Like they don't need to hold it off on me, but I beat the shit out of them too. But I like seeing that as long as that makes sense. That's all I'm saying. As long as that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, do you think maybe people are just, I don't know, they just are too afraid of seeing men and women fight in the ring today, or is that why we don't see it as much?
People these days, I don't know, I think people these days, like, you see, like, the little girls, like, there's so many, like, you're not going to see the beautiful people fight men.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Or the Bella twins, like, you got to have it make sense. Like, if you have, like Paige and Alicia Fox probably, or Natty from WWE, that would totally make sense for them to beat some men up. But you gotta have it make sense. Like, I would get in the ring with any of the fucking men. Sorry, my friends. but now, bring it on, bitches.
Now, before you hang up your boots, we hope, and that's not going to be anytime soon, what's the one thing that you want to accomplish in the world of professional wrestling?
I want a freaking action figure.
Oh,
that's the one thing I've been scanned for one, but I've always had excuses. Like, I'm like, hey, when's my action figure coming out? Oh, we don't know. I'm like, stop your freaking bullshit and just tell me the reason. Like, I want a freaking action figure. Like, that's the one thing about pro wrestling. I hate the BS. Just tell me the truth. Like, I want an action figure. Huh? I want a freaking ODB action figure.
Well, for everybody listening out there, let's get the ODB action figures made already.
Yeah.
Come on, people.
Oh, hey, maybe Ring of Honor. Let's do this, bitch.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So we understand, other than wrestling, you spend some time bartending. What's maybe your favorite drink you love to serve?
Oh boy, I'm not a big fan of like fruity drinks. So you come in my bar. I work at it's a little bar in Champlin, Minnesota. So the only shot I like to make is it's called a Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's Crown Royal, rum chata, and a little bit of a little specialty I put in. You can't tell you. Shake it up and bam, I put it up. But I love bartending. I actually bartend a lot when I'm home. And it's actually it's a small bar. It holds about 50 people at that. But it fills up every freaking night. So and it's like literally 3 minutes from my house, so it's fun.
Now, do you have any plans of opening your own bar?
Actually, I was thinking about that. I actually been living in my Airstream trailer in the summertime. I actually want to open up a campground.
That's awesome.
With a bar in the campground. So I'm working on that right now. Actually, I'm talking to some people. But we'll see what happens. But I'm more focused. I love the campground life. Like, I love living. I live simple. I wear Levi jeans, and I love living the simple life. I love it.
Also, now, we kind of just went to our next question. I mean, speaking of campgrounds, fans might be surprised to know that you are an avid Airstream fan. You were just featured in Airstream Life magazine. What are some of the perks, maybe, of owning an Airstream?
Oh, boy. The minute I bought my Airstream was about a couple years ago. And then I got to be on the My Family Recipe Rocks with Joey Fatone from NSYNC. He put me on his show, and we did a little Minnesota live-in show. So I got to be on that, and I was in Airstream Life magazine. I did a 4-page article on there, and I did a lot of stuff with Airstream. Like, they've been really focused on me, and I've been doing a lot of stuff on that, and so it's more to come on that. So don't you worry about it.
Awesome. All right. Awesome.
So,
now,
a lot of stuff on ODB and Airstream coming up.
Okay. Now, you just mentioned you were on a show with Joey Fatone, and you've also mentioned in the past you'd like to try your hand at acting. Do you have any upcoming projects that you can tell us about?
Oh, boy. Actually, I have my own barbecue sauce out and hot sauce.
Okay.
It's called One Dirty Bitch Hot Sauce and Barbecue Sauce. You can buy it at odbbam.com.
Now,
or what?
Oh, I was just going to ask, have you sent any of that to Jim Ross yet?
Oh, we're going at each other. We're going at each other. Yeah, we'll be challenging each other soon.
A sauce off.
Yeah. So I got my sauce. It actually just came out 3 months ago, so it's kind of cool. And then it's actually at a hot sauce store, probably nearby everyone else. It's called pepperspalace.com.
Okay.
And but just go to odbbam.com and you can get my sauce, and it's some good shit.
Lightning round. What's your favorite women's wrestler of all time?
Oh, Luna.
Okay. Now,
I love her.
Have you ever been approached by an adult magazine to pose? And if you haven't, would you consider doing it if someone asked you?
I have never been approached, which I'm kind of offended. Not really. Fuck it. I really don't give a fuck. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. I'm fine with my body. If someone approached me, fuck them. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Now, you have lots of ink. What is your favorite tattoo that you have?
My favorite tattoo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. I have a few. Actually, the one on my left forearm was my Airstream trailer. I actually got that about 5 years ago, and I knew I was going to own an Airstream trailer, and I fucking live in one now, so bam. That's the one I love.
Now,
yeah.
other than bam, what's your second favorite catchphrase?
I'm a catch. Yeah.
How about favorite hockey team?
Oh, Minnesota Wild, bitch.
What do you currently have in your flask?
Oh, what I currently had in my flask was last Saturday at Ring of Honor. I had a little vodka in there, a little ruby vodka, and the Briscoe brothers were surprised that I had that in there. Which was funny.
All right. Have you ever had a weird fan experience before?
I've had a few where they're asking me for, they want to smell my feet, and they want to have my, they want to smell my feet and buy my socks and shit, and I'm like, whatever, no. You can have my socks, you're gonna fucking buy them. There's weird shit like that where they're, I don't know.
Lightning round.
You said that you have a website now. Where else can fans keep up with you?
Oh, boy. You can catch me on Twitter. I put some crazy stuff on there. It's the ODB on Twitter, and then I'm also on Instagram as the ODB.
Awesome.
Well, ODB, thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it.